Hey there, Mikey. Look at you, or you're on the other side. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Thursday night, 9 p.m. And it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the fucking Mike and Mish show. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on? I am in the spirit for some bare knuckle talking tonight because I didn't get to get it out of my system last night.
Mike, do you got a little bit of a cold going?
I
Maybe.
don't know. I might be dying.
What's going on, man? How you feeling? You feeling all right? You got a little scratchy, like you maybe smoked a pack of Newports before you got on here tonight.
I do like a nice Newport,
You sound like my grandma.
Yeah.
Back in the day, God bless her soul. I love her.
The Newports are, I did smoke once upon a time. I was a cigarette smoker and I started with Newports. I feel like that's an easy one to start with because it has,
it's minty.
It tastes good. It's very strong. And everyone's like, there's fiberglass inside of those.
Yeah, but the fiberglass makes it awesome, right? Right? Isn't that what made it awesome?
Yeah, I think so.
My grandmother used to. My grandfather was a farmer, right? And he was a successful farmer. They had the biggest farm probably in the eastern part of Connecticut. She didn't have to work. She sat home. You know what she did? Her and her girls would sit in my grandma's kitchen, curling each other's hair, playing Yahtzee, and listening to polka music and just chain smoking fucking Newport 100s like it was going on stuff. Just all day. She had a white kitchen at one time in her life, but it was yellow. The whole fucking room was yellow.
Oh my God.
So bad. It smelled like you were walking into a damn ashtray. It was fucking great, man. And then she was such a nice woman. She would be like, "You goddamn kids, get the hell out of here." And then my mom would come get us from her and she'd be like, "You know what? You could take them. And don't bring her back." About my sister. You could bring them back. Keep her. That's what she would say to my mom.
Sounds like a lovely woman.
She was the best. Grandma Reggie. She's been gone for about 30 years right now, and I love her. Wow. Anyways, you sound like you may have ripped a couple butts before you got on here.
Maybe
but hey,
sick,
we're back. We got a show tonight, guys. We got 2 guests coming on tonight. We got maybe, and I put it in the description of the video, but I said he might be one of the most talked about fighters in the world in the year 2023 across all freaking planes of combat sports. He might be right up there with the top 5 most talked about fighters in the calendar year of 2023. Mike Perry, Platinum Perry, he's everywhere. He's like Mike and I were just talking about. He's everywhere. He's facing off with everyone. He's punching people in the stomach. He's fucking in Russia. He's in MMA. He went to Russia for something, right? Didn't he almost fight some dude? But we got Mike Perry coming on. We're going to talk to him about this massive event in Salt Lake City, December 2nd, where he's going to headline the biggest event BKFC's put on yet. Didn't know they could top BKFC 41 this year.
I know.
Dude,
here we are.
Yet here we are. And I would, dude, and you and I were out there. It was the best night of our life. BKFC 41 was fantastic. As a sports fan, I would say it was one of the best nights of my life as a sports fan, for sure. How about you?
I loved it. It's the best night of my life in general, I think. It was so great. I loved it so much. It was so fun. And obviously, nobody bring in personal shit. I don't need to say that.
Yes. Okay.
I don't need to say it. Okay.
All right, man. Yes. It was the best. It was
the best.
Chael, Connor, Eddie versus Chad, Luke,
Chael.
Oh my God.
Stunad.
Luke getting beat by Mike Perry. It just blew everybody away.
And Chael P. Stunad.
American gangster.
I mean, we only talked to him for about 3 to 4 minutes, but it was like one of the best 3 to 4 minutes of my life. I loved it so much. I freaking love that guy. Do you think he's going to be at the event?
I sure hope so, dude. If they did
it's going to be one of these,
the way they did the last one, the way they did 41, it's a pay-per-view, right? It's a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Just like 41 was. So they're going to probably have an analyst desk. They're probably going to have Cyrus up there with somebody, and I hope it's Chael P and maybe one other person. Maybe Maybe Trout again. Maybe they rotate somebody because you know what's funny. You know what's really funny. I feel like we heard
Ariel will be there. You think they're gonna get him to do something?
maybe. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't want to cut you off, but before Mike gets in here, I do think we should do our sponsors so he doesn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm letting them know. But anyway, but before we do that, what I was gonna say is BKFC 41 pay-per-view, analyst desk, all that shit. We found out about Trout versus Palomino that night. Wouldn't it be something if we found out about Trout versus Palomino again at this one?
Every
You know,
every
time,
41, freaking everything. Every time
every
we go to
time,
an event, they're like, hey, these guys are gonna be fighting.
yeah, every time they have a pay-per-view, every time the big names are out, they announce a Palomino versus Trout fight, and then we see if it's gonna happen. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do these sponsor reads so we can get Mike on here in a few minutes here. First of all, down in Cape Coral, Florida, which we got Mikey.
Oh my God. What the hell is going on with your stupid head? Do you not understand that you need a haircut to look fresh? Get that head smart, wicked smart, and go to the Shave Parlor, Barber Lounge Studio. That's where you need to go. Jay, Omar, Heather, and Naughty Nate, 101 Del Prado Boulevard in Cape Coral, Florida. They got the best fades and shaves in Cape Coral, man. You get that head looking fresh. You can't just be walking around like a slob bone.
Like a slob bone.
Everybody knows that.
Omar
want
said,
shit.
Swervo Cut said that he would hook up Mike Perry with the freshest fade he's ever had on his head for this.
Is that
BKFC.
fade delivery?
Fade delivery. I bet you he would drive out to wherever in Florida Mike is to do that shit for him.
Yeah, if that fade's delivery, I'll let him know.
I'm not speaking for them, but I can't imagine they're all that far away from each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, and while you're at it, when you get your hair did, you're looking all fresh and everything, and you're getting ready for BKFC 54 and 55 this weekend, and then BKFC 56 December 2nd, you might as well get your ass over to BK Bet Shark, pay the $50, follow the man's tutelage in the art of winning money in bare knuckle fighting, and rake some cash in while you're at it, because BK Bet Shark's one of the best in the business. This guy studies endlessly. He's always watching videos. I message with him. He's always watching videos on these fighters and studying up, because he's not just going to throw money on any fucking slabone, as Mike would say. He's going to make educated fucking bets that's going to make his bank account grow. And you all could be doing the same thing. All you got to do is pay the $50 a month. Follow the BK Bet Shark at BK Bet Shark on Instagram. And we got the Dynamic Life, Mikey.
Oh, guys, you got to get over to Dynamic Life, right? Weight loss, sexual health, anti-aging the Dynamic Life was founded by a team of medical professionals with over 25 years of experience in regenerative medicine, anti-aging, weight loss, and sexual wellness. Take back your control of your life now. Go to www.livedynamic.com and become a patient in just 20 seconds, and check out the Dynamic Life Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's Live Without a Knee Dynamic on Instagram.
Oh, yes. Shit. You know what, Mike? I didn't send him the goddamn link.
Who?
It's me. I'm an asshole. I didn't send it to Mike. I'm going to send him.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I just found that out.
Yeah, just the second you found that out, because I just told you. So I'm just gonna send him that link because I'm an asshole. I thought I did earlier, dude. I really did. And apparently I'm a fucking piece of shit. So here I go. I'm sending it right this second. And then we can just wait a few minutes for Mike Perry to come on. Is that it? Is that all our sponsors? We got all of them. And hey,
we did it. We did it, and we did it good, doing it well, like LL Cool J said.
Nah, so we'll just wait a minute. Yeah. Fucking I had a basketball meeting before I came here. That's why as you could see, Mike, I'm still in the same gym clothes I was in at work 5 hours ago, because I went to a basketball meeting and I got to learn up all the rules and talk to all the other coaches in my kids' league tonight. And I swear my kid's primed and ready to drop 20 a game and fucking smoke that league this year. So we're pretty excited about that game starting 2 weeks. So back on the grind, coaching basketball again. That's what's up. But
it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. Pretty soon you'll be coaching a ballet class or some shit like that with your daughter.
I don't know about that. I think
Hip-hop
Brooklyn
dancing
is more like she likes art, but Bristol just wants to beat the shit out of everything and do crazy shit like flips and things. So I don't think she's going to be into ballet. I just don't see it. She's a different breed.
Well, she is a different breed. But hey, so we got our first guest ready to come on right now. He is headlining the biggest event in BKFC history after he has already headlined the biggest event in BKFC history in this same calendar year. We didn't know they could top BKFC 41, but they're doing it. BKFC 56. Here he is, the man himself, Platinum Mike Perry. Oh shit. Oh, hold up. Get your fucking shit. There we go.
I got him, baby. I got him.
You got him. All right.
Mike, tell Kyle. Tell Kyle he needs a new mouse. He's got to get a new mouse.
You know.
Whatever works, man.
Mike, man, what's going on? Welcome back to the show. We're excited to have you back because, like I just said in that intro there, we didn't have any idea that BKFC was going to be planning to top 41 in this calendar year, but they just keep on fucking growing and they keep on dropping news and booking these fights. And here we are, and you are fighting somebody that the three of us talked about 13 months ago on this very show, on the Mike and Mish show.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about a potential fight with this guy for the actual belt that you guys are fucking fighting for. Do you remember that?
I saw that you posted a video about that. Yeah, I do remember a little bit.
It's like we had a
Mystic Mish.
Yeah, Mystic Mish.
Good stuff, man. I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad it's here. Came to fruition. Time to keep the train rolling, man. I'm gonna run this guy over. Next one's the best one. Right now, this is the next one.
Yeah, and that night you spoke highly of Eddie, and of course you would because Eddie is a legend in the game. But now it has come to fruition. You got to see Eddie several times on several podcasts, and even had a press conference and did a face-to-face with him. What are your thoughts? 2 weeks out from the event. I think we're 2 weeks out from the event.
Yep.
2 weeks out from the event, you got to look into the eyes of this guy who's done it all in the sport. And are you more confident now than you were even 13 months ago when you said you wanted to fight him?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm looking great, ripped. I've been on my diet, exercise. I'm ready for this, and it's bare knuckle boxing. Like I fuck with that, like hard body. That's my shit. So, I'm looking to put the paint on him, box his socks off, bro, and he gonna hit the ground like a bag of rocks.
Yeah, Mike and I wanted to ask you a few things, but since you brought up bare knuckle boxing and just this past weekend, I want to ask you your opinion on something because your boy Alex Nicholson went out there and fucking murked that dude last week in Game Bread. But let me ask you, as a pure bare knuckle boxer that is thriving in this sport, were you at the event with Alex?
No, I was actually in Utah.
That was the same weekend as the press conference. Yeah. Okay, but you saw the event. What are your thoughts about bare knuckle MMA as opposed to the sport that you're thriving in right now?
Well, they really threw hands and some kicks for a second, and then it was a little ground and pound. So, my boy Alex gave us a good show.
He did. He did for sure.
But you get in a fight like that too, I feel like when it's you're gonna get another chance and an opportunity. I like the 10 count. I like the boxing thing. I like throwing hands. It's very manly. The champion of middleweight in the UFC, Sean Strickland, the new champ, he calls it the man dance. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the part of bare knuckle MMA, and I love MMA, and as we all do on the screen right now, right? We all love it.
That sounded a little fruity.
He's sitting in front of like a Hallmark background.
I mean,
now.
yeah, it is. I mean, look at this. It's pretty nice back here. I know. You can make a postcard out of it.
I thought it was like Target or the mall's new sales.
I am here. Actually, yep, I am on aisle 13. No,
He's at J.C. Penney's
right. I'm in J.C. Penney right now. I paid them extra to get their room.
J.C. Penney.
But the thing about MMA and bare knuckle, the difference is exactly the same thing in bare knuckle MMA as opposed to MMA. People can get taken down, and if the other person cannot get back up, and the guy on top isn't really doing much, it can be a little bit dragged out and boring, which does happen from time to time.
It happened in the main event.
It did happen, and that's why I think it's bare knuckle fighting championship separates themselves from bare knuckle MMA. There's totally different because you guys go to the ground. You don't go to ground together. You like that, right?
Right. It's just it's an exhilarating show. It's nonstop action. You're on your feet. You might get a little bit of a clinch, but you get to attack in the clinch, and then the ref will separate you at some point. And then it's back to who lands that significant strike from range. And it just goes like that until it's over.
I think it's fucking head and shoulders better, to be honest with you, especially when you go see him live. The events live are just insane. Now, we talked about all these face-offs, and Mike and I want to ask you about this, and I'll let Mike talk about it, but what's with all the damn face-offs, Mike?
Yeah, what the face-off interviews? I don't know what's going on. On Ariel Helwani's podcast, they announced the fight. And then you call in and you guys do the first face-off. And then I see Gorgeous George and goes, they're talking, and then all of a sudden you guys are doing a face-off interview. Then you go to Utah and the schmo's there, and then you guys are doing a face-off. Have you ever done so many face-off interviews for a fight before? I've
had lots of face-offs with lots of other people recently too. Like
yes,
in person. You've had
in person all over the world, bro, all over the world.
It seriously seems like everywhere you go, somebody wants to do a face-off with you. And maybe it all started with Connor and BKFC 41, but ever since you faced off with Connor, it's like you're facing off with Palomino, you're facing off with some dude in Russia, you're facing off with fucking Big Ben Rothwell. It's crazy.
No, the Russia one, that was a little older. So, that was before the Rockhold and the McGregor. But, let's I'm looking to go out there, and I've been doing lots of interviews lately too, like today, yesterday, the day before probably. And I've been saying this, that I'm the money fight. So these guys, I give it out for free, bro. I'll give it out for free. You can get these hands at a discounted rate all day long, all night, every time, but I do my best to be a good boy. And when I get in the ring, man, I'm free.
Buy one, get one.
Like an eagle.
That buy one, get one sale, Mike.
Hey, Mike, what makes Palomino think that Eddie's not showing up in Salt Lake City? He just keeps saying that. Like, Palomino's got this idea in his head that Eddie's not going to show up, and he'll be there, and he'll step in. What's all this talk about?
No, I think Eddie's coming. It's crazy to think that Eddie thinks he has a chance. It's wild. I'm gonna, whatever. It's easy. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But Palomino trying to promote himself. He's got all these BKFC belts that he won, and he fought. I don't know any names, but he fought a lot of people and won those belts. And I know. I respect the grind with these guys. They came in here and did big stuff for themselves, but I fought in the fights that I fought, on the cards that I fought all my life. All these things have been very entertaining events that I've been involved with. So, I just try to be entertaining, let the fans have something they can enjoy, keep it rolling for Platinum Nation, and stay ready to stay pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut quick 1-2. It's a wrap for you.
Now, Mike, most of your MMA career, or if not all your MMA career, is 170. You came into the BKFC at 175. You fought Luke at 185, and we know that you beefed up a little bit for that 185 fight. Is the move back down to 175 easy for you? And if Palomino did want to fight you at 165, is that a move that you would even do, or would he have to come up to 175 and fight you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't even listen. Okay. I don't want to come back to 175. This is for King of Violence, Eddie Alvarez. I'm retiring the belt when I knock out Eddie Alvarez, the King of Violence belt, 175. Boom. I want to go up because there's somebody I want to fight that's bigger. So I got to get some size on me. And I want to eat and drink. And after I fight and make this weight, I'm going hard on the food and alcohol and beverages and all types of stuff. So I'm trying to go up to like 200, 205.
And then make a living at 185. Yeah. So do we know who this 185er is that you have in mind? You said you got somebody in mind that you want at 185.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna worry about that right now. We ain't gonna worry about that right now, man. I'm gonna bust up Eddie first, man. I'm gonna show this little guy how little he is, you know.
People in the comments are saying Lorenzo, but you and Lorenzo are boys. I don't know is that who you got?
No, I mean, listen, I respect Lorenzo a lot too. You know, I'm gonna fight. Let me fight Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
And then when I'm looking like I'm packing heat in all my cannons, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk after I smack up Eddie.
If I may, just one little nugget. Is it somebody currently fighting or in BKFC or not?
Well, not right now, no. But damn.
Okay. Just a nugget.
There's some BKFC guys that obviously listen, it's funny too, because like you gotta do it like this, right? So there's some guys I'm like, damn, that would be a challenge. That would be an entertaining fight and shit like that, but I don't want to give them the attention. And if they earn it, they earn it. If the fans say it, they want it. It is what it is. But there's a few BKFC guys that I'm like, that it would be a challenge, obviously, to fight some of these guys. It's a bare knuckle fight, but just because it's a challenge doesn't mean I wouldn't do my job and win the fucking fight. So, any of these guys, man, if the name steps up, but like I'm saying, the name is here and it's Mike Perry, to be honest with you. I'm the money fight. I want to fight Eddie Alvarez on December 2nd. I want to knock him the fuck out. And then I want to fight on the plans that are set to be set up. Okay? Right. It's going to happen. I can't let it go. I can't give you guys the information.
That's enough. You don't need to.
I think just a little nugget like that gets everybody throwing out a bunch of names, and there you go.
That's plenty. BKFC Knucklemania 4 headline, Mike Perry. Anyways, you are fighting Eddie Alvarez. We're not breezing over that at all. You are very confident. If you saw the post that we put up, there's 20,000 reactions to that, and 95% of them feel like you're going to walk through Eddie.
Let's go.
Let's not ask you for a prediction of the fight, but do you with all the confidence that you have and the sharpness that you're at right now at this point in your career, do you see it going more than a round or two?
No. If I beat him in 1, then it's done. If I beat him in 2, then he's through. If I beat him in 3, then we'll see. If I beat him in 4, if I beat him in 4, you don't get no more. If I beat him in 5, we alive. If I beat him in 6, he's taking on
eating
bricks.
He's gonna be fighting chicks. That's what
I love that shit, man. Mike, we're excited about this. It's another pay-per-view. Like I said, BKFC's growth is incredible, and you just seem to be at the top of each one of the cards that they keep breaking new ground with. We're excited to get out there in Salt Lake City, see what kind of spectacular what's the name for it? Extravaganza they have this time, because last time they had Chael and they had the analyst desk and they had all these people out there. We hear Ariel's handing out the belt this time.
Yep.
So you were able to pull the great Ariel Helwani into your world now. So it's going to be something. Before we wrap this interview up, we do have to ask you about the current 175 title champion. You did say that you're done with 175 after this. Mundell is nowhere on your radar. You don't want to fight him at all, ever? Doesn't seem like you're very interested in that, to be honest with you.
Not very interested. I beat him twice. How many times I got to fight this motherfucker? Till he does something? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You lost twice. Kiss my ass.
Go
we had to ask.
Beat everybody else if you want to.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. I'm gonna beat up Eddie, and then I doubt. I don't know who the fuck they're gonna ask me to fight next, but I got an idea of something that me and my people can create. So
yeah.
And before we finish, I wanted to add, I brought up Alex Nicholson. Do you see him ever coming over to BKFC, or is he on like a multi-fight contract with Gamebred? I know that you guys are real tight. Is he fight to fight over there? Because I would love to see him in the heavyweight division over there, over at BKFC.
Yeah, I would. Man, Alex is interested in fighting everybody. If he's gonna do BKFC, I want to see him just boxing for a little bit. He's such a talented mixed martial artist, in my opinion, that he sat out the game really for 5 years, and the game and the people involved in certain of that side were like, they tried to give him something, but they also tried to fuck him over, and it was because something he was dealing with. So now that he's available to fight mixed martial arts, I would really like to see what he is capable of doing, because with his kicks and his knees and his jumps and I'm talking side kicks, front kicks, back kicks, roundhouse kicks, hook kicks, punches, elbows, knees, clinch, jiu-jitsu. His game is top notch. So I'd like to see what he's capable of doing. Whatever he wants, though. If BKFC gave him an offer and gave him some time to train just the boxing aspect, he's capable, man. He's a valid competitor.
Yeah, it'd be incredible, man. Before we let you go, like I said, you're one of the most talked about people in the social media world, and we all know that social media is so big in the promotion of combat sports these days. I don't know if you've ever seen the Jimmy Kimmel live show where he does the mean tweets, but we're going to bring a few comments and just see. I want you to react to these because you're a very funny guy, and I have a feeling like you would have something to say to some of these people.
All right, next time I see you, you're the messenger.
Okay.
So whatever's said right now, your face is attached.
Oh, these are, trust me. Here we go. First one for you. This guy, B. Tomps, says Mike Perry is not that muscularly lean. Nice try, Photoshop, about that weigh-in photo of you. That weigh-in photo was straight off of your last event. This guy
straight off, bro.
This guy says
about that. Come on, dog. I'm so ripped right now, bro. And I was when I was 185 too. Oh my gosh, come on, bro.
What a jerk, right? What kind of jerk is that guy?
Fucking jerky. All right, and this guy. What about this guy, Mike?
I think Eddie will starch Mike Perry. Both are cool dudes, but I think both have that dog in them. Eddie has better striking, though.
That's karate.
Out of his mind. Eddie has better striking than me, and Eddie is the dog, and I'm the master.
All right.
I did like the comment that he said on that post where you said, "I'll get in the backyard. I'll bring you some water."
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one.
All right. Cook's Auto World says the fans want to see Perry fight, get the real BKFC belt, not this pretend one. What do you got to say to that guy?
I'm happy to go and win the ultimate violence belt, the king of violence, baby.
The king of violence.
I'm the ultimate king of violence. Let's go. So
Fuck
whatever,
off.
bro. Can't nobody come and get my shit.
There you go.
Hasn't he ever seen Game of Thrones? I mean, you got to be the king, right? All right. Mateo De La Ley said, Eddie, you're a pressure fighter, crotch sniffer. You're chinny. You get cracked every fight. Santa Claus was real, and Mike Perry's going to bury you.
What do you think about this guy?
Is he on the right track?
Ho, motherfucker, let's go. Yes, Merry Christmas.
Hey, yippee-ki-yay.
Happy Thanksgiving, boy. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year.
There it is. And the last one for you, here it is. This one's kind of nicer too. These newer fans don't know what's up. Eddie Alvarez has been a champ in every organization he's been in. Mike is a dog and bare knuckle, but never even sniffed the championship. That being said, it's going to be a war. No one is walking over each other in this matchup. Is he accurate with this here?
No, he's not accurate because I'm going to walk through this punk. He's an old bobblehead. That's what Eddie Alvarez is. He's getting knocked over.
Here. I love it, Mike. We're looking forward to seeing you out there in Salt Lake City. December 2nd, Eddie Alvarez, Mike Platinum Perry. Yes. Most talked about fight in the world right now. Any last words for the people?
No. I don't have last words. Just wait and watch. December 2nd. It's going to be awesome. Let's go.
There it is.
Mike Nation. Marcus Cypher. Ken Pie Pandas. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
There he is. Mike Perry, the platinum one himself.
Yes, sir.
Always entertaining. God, he's funny. And he's great in this sport, man. And Eddie is an all-time great. So it's like a guy who's really setting his name in stone in a newer sport, doing his thing, and a guy who's done it all. Like, what more can a fucking combat sports fan ask for? That's the picture. The guy said, "There's no way Mike is that muscularly lean. That's all Photoshop."
People on, you know what's funny is that people on social media, and we all know this already, but the audacity of people sometimes, they just fucking say all sorts of belligerent, crazy shit. It's really unreal. It's so crazy because here's the thing. We've all been to school. We've all worked in fucking places. Not a son of a bitch walks around the place talking like that. Nobody does.
Seriously.
I know one guy that I used to grow up with that would fight anybody anytime, even when he got fucking knocked out, he'd get back up and still want to fight. But he was like one of many people who was just a belligerent, nutcase, crazy dude. Who does that? Who talks like that all the time?
No, man. It's some of these people get way, way, way too comfortable online. And they fucking, these are the type of people that'll never go to an event live because they might just run into one of these people and they might get their fucking life ended. Wild. And that guy that made that muscularly lean comment probably has like a 35% BMI, and he probably eats fast food. He
displaces a lot of water, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. 4 days a week, the dude's going through a drive-through. You know what I mean? He's talking about these fighters and their physiques. Fucking idiot. Stunad. Fucking, by the way, we're going to have Stunad of the week coming up in a few minutes.
Yes, we will.
Don't forget about this beautiful thing right here. Stunad of the week coming up right after our next guest, who is ready and willing to come on right now. This guy is going to be taking on a rival of his within the division. They haven't fought yet, so the rivalry was organically built between the two of them leading up to this.
Oh, yeah.
He is the youngest champion in the BKFC, the 145-pound champion, the Outcast, Kai Stewart.
What's up, everybody? Haven't talked to you guys in a while.
It's been since...
We saw you in Denver, but not on the show, obviously.
Yeah, we saw you in Denver at BKFC 50. That was when you and Howard had your moment.
Yeah.
Right?
I got under his skin with a little comment. He gets fired up real easy. And he he's emotionally charged this fight, so he better figure that shit out.
Man, so how you feeling heading into this one? I know that well, how old are you, Kai? Are you 22, 23,
23. I won my belt at 22.
23 now.
23 the week after the fight.
Jesus, so you're still trying to figure out your life right now.
It's really amazing, actually.
At 23, you know what I was doing at 23? I was one year off my first deployment, and I was a complete degenerate fucking idiot. I was coming off of a deployment with deployment money, and I had
deployment money's good. You get
that man, I didn't have a care in the world. I was going out every single night, getting stupid, and then waking up at my apartment wondering how the fuck I got there. And here you are, holding a world title, doing podcasts and
traveling all over.
It's kind of a fucking wild. It's wild when you think about it, right?
I didn't even mean to get here, man. Like everybody has all this fucking. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do that. And I'm like, I wasn't supposed to do what I did in the first place. So I'm just out here vibing. I just posted something on Instagram. It had to do with whatever you want to do. Start out. You don't need a plan. You can't learn how to drive a parked car. And that's basically what I'm doing. I ain't got no plan. Like I have like long-term goals, and this has just been a stepping stone to get there. So yeah, it's definitely been a wild roller coaster ride, but I'm ready to keep it rolling. Like I'm fresh. I'm feeling great. My weight's coming down perfectly. There's really nothing that could go better this camp. So I'm just vibing. I'm just out here having fun. There's nothing that could happen that can deter me from greatness. So, one foot in front of the other, and we're going to take it to the top.
You mentioned something a second ago when you said that you weren't supposed to be here. And actually, we saw you on the show with Kaylee, I believe her name is, the other day. We were at work. We were on break. We just happened to see you on there at that time, and we watched for a little bit. And she asked you a question, and it makes a lot of sense. Why the hell does everybody hate you so much in your division? Like it's not just for like a fighting thing. I really do feel like they don't like you. And you kind of said something to that effect.
Exactly. I'm not supposed to be here. That's also why I'm not fueling into any of this beef. The Howard has all this beef, but he's got beef with Brian Duran. He still has Louis Lopez in his head. Like, this is all business to me. This is a game. I'm just trying to compete with my previous self. All these guys can compete with each other, have internal battles, and I'm just out here just trying to be the best me. There hasn't been any roadblocks, so it's like eventually there might be roadblocks. So I'm just going into everything with a clear mind. As long as I'm better than myself yesterday, I'm having a great time and having a good just chasing greatness. And I have a long way to go, and I know that. But I'm only 23 years old, man. Like, well, what do people expect from me?
When did you were a wrestler and you went to college for wrestling? So I would imagine that striking wasn't like a huge thing in your life for a long time, because I was a wrestler in high school and I know what goes into being a wrestler, and to be a wrestler, to make it to college and wrestle in college, that's another level. You probably didn't, correct me if I'm wrong, did you have a ton of striking in your repertoire before you decided to go this route in your life? And do you feel like from, fight one to fight now, this is a 1,000% different Kai Stewart as far as striking goes with your hands?
Yeah. So, I mean, I went through training. We did quite a bit of striking. A lot of my coaches are jiu-jitsu based. But it was really, honestly, like 2 weeks prior to the Daniel Gary fight was whenever I really started focusing on my hands, because I knew that this was something I could do. I was selling like $50,000 worth of tickets for the fight in a town where the tickets are half price of everywhere else. And I just knew that I could make a name. I knew I could make shit happen in the sport. So it's been pretty recent. That's why all these people want to, like, I guarantee they're watching film on me, but I guarantee you're not going to see the same me that you've seen in any of my fights. I'm so young. I learned so well. It comes from being a wrestler my whole life. We learn so much in a wrestling season. I know how to absorb things really easy. if I put my mind to it and drill it 10,000 times, perfect practice makes perfect. And that's where I'm trying to get. I have a long way to go. Like I said, I'm only 23 and I'm very new in my striking career.
And you're an athlete. And you're an athlete.
Right.
And that's a big thing. Like, you're a natural athlete. So, and I hate to like bring this guy up, but people like to hate Jake Paul. And if you look at Jake Paul and you look at like Instagram videos of him when he started boxing like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And now that dude didn't know how to throw a fucking jab like 5 years ago. He didn't know how to move his feet. He didn't know how to throw a combination. And now you see him out there. He's fucking doing his thing. So like a guy who's naturally athletic and driven and puts the time and effort into the thing that he actually loves, you never know like what the limitations are in yourself. I feel like being 23 years old and really devoting your life to this right now. Yeah. The Kai fight one cannot still exist. You know what I mean? It's got to be a whole nother guy.
It really is. And you can, like, just looking at the highlights, just in my BKFC career, not only are all the fights different, I'm just levels better. Like, my composure's better, my posture's better. Just every little aspect is just every single day. 1% better every day is a very, very real thing. And, you know, most of the time I shoot for like 5 to 10% better, but 1% will do. Over the course of a year, that's 365%. Like, how are you supposed to beat that? Especially if you don't know how to train for it, because it's constantly evolving. We got all these guys that are like my opponent, for example. He is a decent boxer. I give him respect where respect is due, but there's so many similarities with all of his fights that what is he really going to bring to the table in this? Like, what is he really going to do?
Man, I really, really can't wait to see this fight. Ever since, even before Denver, really, but when we were in Denver, as we were saying, and the interviews were going on, and you guys are yelling back and forth, and he came over and tried to grab the belt, like that moment, once that hit the internet too, freaking even Shaquille O'Neal is sharing the fight. And then boom, now everybody's talking about it. And here it is come to fruition. Did you think you'd end up on the biggest card in bare knuckle history in a title fight? You're defending the title on this gigantic card, first in Salt Lake City too. So history on multiple levels.
Right. It took quite a bit to get this fight. People, like, I was offered Florida. So I was offered November 5th, 3rd or 5th or whatever that date was against Dad.
Orlando. That was Orlando. They were supposed to be Orlando November 3rd, right?
Didn't happen. Then I was told absolutely not. I would not be on the Salt Lake card. Then they told me February against HD. And I was like, fuck that. Like, and it was early February, like whatever. I don't even know the date that they didn't even give me a date. They just said early February. And that's high school state wrestling. I'm a wrestling coach. I was like, fuck that. So I went to every single day I was posting, I want to fight before the end of the year. This is what I'm meant to do. I've averaged 5 fights for my whole entire career. And then all of a sudden I'm getting 1 fight because I became a champion. Like, let me be active. I got people, the doubters. I have to prove the doubters wrong on who I am and what I work towards. And like, it worked. All of a sudden, you know, Howard expedited his little hand injury that he had, and now we're fighting in December, which is that the smartest decision on Howard's end? Probably not, but he literally was basically on his knees begging for this fight against me. So I'm grateful. I thank you, David Feldman. Thank you, Nate Shook. Everybody that had anything to do with this getting the fight. I'm very grateful because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm just a few short fights, and if I knock HD out clean, I'm just a few short fights away from superstardom and being like one of the faces of BKFC, just because of I think my age does play a factor into it. I know how to run my mouth properly, and you know, I'm just trying to be great in whatever I do. I don't care if that's golfing, bare knuckle boxing, MMA, who knows? I'm just trying to be great. I'm trying to make a name for myself and suit myself up for life.
How good are you at golfing? How good are you at golfing?
I stroked 9 yesterday. Might have had a mulligan or two, and I scored a 44. So
On 9. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that it's great, but for only I only did it for like half the summer this year. This is my first year going, so
No way.
I would say I would say not bad.
You fucker.
Yeah, I would say not bad for how long I've been doing it. But it is something now that I've done it, because it teaches me, it teaches in my brain. I've found a big connection between golf and fighting. The little things count. Doing the little honestly, golfing has helped me realize that. Coaches have preached it for years, and in wrestling and MMA, you can grind people. You can grind. Bare knuckle is a little bit harder with 2-minute rounds. So the little things has become a very, very important part of my my training, which I give that to golf, because without the little things in golf, you're nothing.
Jeez. Natural athlete, like I said, you fucking guys, you go out on me and Mike go out on a golf course. I went and I
golf course.
Kai, I took 1 year. So I didn't start golfing until I was like late 20s, like 28, 29. Probably I'm 40. I'll be 42 in 2 weeks. I golfed like maybe a handful of times every year up until about 4 years ago, when I golfed seriously like probably 50 rounds in one summer. But I'm talking like 9 out of I wasn't full 18s. I was probably playing 9 once or twice a week, and then 18 here and there. I could not break 90 to save my life, and I never have. I shot 90 on 18 probably 5 or 6 times. And then at that summer, I started to average right around 44, 46 in that range on 9. But it took me like 8 years to get there, you fucking asshole.
Man. Yeah. And I've actually gotten that. Sometimes I played with some singles going through just to get a quick game in this summer. And I got the same reaction every single time. They're like, wait, you just started like 4 weeks ago? Like, not bad. You can at least like I'm really my biggest gripe in the game right now is the driver. Like anytime I'm
hitting it straight.
Iron, anytime I'm on an iron, we're really talking business.
Wow.
If I could, I was going to segue real quick, because we're talking about golfing and you're talking about superstardom. And there's a guy who once called himself Rose Woods when he played golf, and that would be Rick Ross himself. You once went to a party with Rick Ross. How the hell was that?
It was super fun. I was definitely out of place. I took my Jewish with me.
Sure.
It was an absolute great time. I smoked. Rick Ross handed the blunt to me. It was great. Yeah, I was at his table, smoked the hookah a little bit. Definitely was out of place. Definitely got a lot of looks, but I toted that belt around. I was proud of it. It was down there at his house at the Rick Ross pool party down in Atlanta, Georgia, the promised land. Beautiful, beautiful.
How did you get there? Like, how did Kai Stewart end up getting invited to Rick Ross's pool party? That's kind of the question that I'm kind of wondering.
One of my sponsors, Zipstream TV, they put on, they are an over-the-top platform. I actually think I was going to try to link you guys up with him.
We actually did talk to them. That's right.
So SCK Media is somebody that got a gig with Zips. Well, they did a platform with Zipstream.
That's right.
And he made a couple calls. He was like, hey, we got BKFC world champion. He would absolutely love to meet Rick Ross and experience that. Can he come? And it was, next thing you know, I was on a flight. It was all just like on a whim.
That's where that pool party was live streamed, right?
Yes.
It was a pay-per-view live stream. Yep. That's right. Now
that's the one when he fell, right? When he was trying to dive in. You were there for that.
Oh yeah, I took
viral.
One of the videos that went viral of him going boom and then knees buckle on his second jump. And one of the funniest comments on there, man, I had a great time. I love Rick Ross's music, but I still had to laugh. He goes, all of his friends wanted to laugh at him, but they all knew that he'd kick him out. That was the funniest
He's going back
So
to the
it was
video
just
and he's
silent?
like pausing it and looking at people's like reaction, like, oh, that motherfucker's not coming next time. Boop.
Right.
That's
But yeah, it was a blast, and I do think that's another reason Bare Knuckle is gonna push me. Howard Davis is like kind of he for a long time everybody thought that he was this king of the 145-pound division. Louis put a pace on him, landed some big shots, got the doctor stoppage, but still Howard Davis has a good fan base, and I need to take that from him. And once I'm past Howard, there is it's undeniable who the real king of 145-pound division is. I truly believe it right now. Like all my fan base believes that I'm the king of bare knuckle, but there's always going to be haters, and Howard's fan base is a bunch of haters, and I'm just going to keep, as long as I'm better than myself in the Louis fight, I'm going to be just fine. Like I'll be okay with everything, and I'm going to be most okay with hearing my good old boy Jeff Houston say "and still."
and call you Hefty Bag again.
Yeah,
You won't give that up.
He didn't want to get rid of it. He like, can we do both nicknames? And I was like, fuck it, yeah, let's go.
Can I ask you this, in your honest opinion, if Howard didn't take the cut in that fight and it continued on, do you think that Louis was going to beat him anyways, or do you think that Louis was I don't want to say got lucky, but was it the cut that won it for him instead of his performance?
I have two opinions on this because it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
At first, because of my beef with Joe Riggs and Louis Lopez, I did not give Louis the benefit of the doubt. But now that I'm doing film study and really watching things, Louis won that round. Like, he straight up won that round. Now, after fighting Louis, I know that his cardio tanks, but he will still walk forward. He will still land those big shots. It's tough to tell because looking back, like Louis clearly won that first round. But Howard was smiling whenever the doctor stopped it. So it's just one of those things that's hard to tell. I'm just hoping nothing like that happens in our fight. I would love to give the fans a true fight. I think him and I have the opportunity to put on fight of the night, and hopefully the bonus on this big old card is going to be a nice fat one. But whether I get knockout of the night or fight of the night or the bucked up moment, I just really hope that it's a fair, clean, and it does. I don't want to leave it in the hands of the medical on myself and him. Like, even from my point of view, that's a real shitty way to win. Now, I'm grateful that it happened because clearly I fought Louis for the title, and they were able to market that fight, so it made sense. But I've been training for Howard for a while now. We knew who the number one guy is whenever the rankings were released, so we've been pushing for Howard. So it is what it is, but I will say that Howard might have picked up some speed, but he clearly lost that first round.
The shitty thing about cuts and in the fight is it's a lose-lose for both guys. I believe almost every single time. And the Mundell fight that just happened with Coltrane, that was a glimpse into something that I don't know if it happens, and it might happen all the time, but no one really they just don't talk about it like he did. He got a cut right away and wasn't expected. Like, it wasn't like he was losing the fight, but he got caught. And he knew in his head, this cut could end the fight, and I will lose my title here. So I have to go balls to the wall right now and just fuck the game plan. I need to knock this dude out as soon as possible. Right. Because if that cut gets any bigger, I lose. And then on the flip side, Coltrane wins. Sure, he's going to be happy. Sure, he's going to be like, yeah, I got him. I'm the one who caught him. I'm the one who ended it. But on the flip side, everyone's going to be saying, you wouldn't have won that fight if it went all the way. You wouldn't have won that fight if it went all the way. Right. So then he would have to continuously be like, yes, I would have. And then now, of course, what are they going to do? They got to fight again. And that's a rough.
That's the one thing that, it makes the sport fun. Everybody loves the blood and the violence, but there's just too much judgment, because I've seen cuts that don't look terrible, that have stopped fights, and it's just unfortunate. And I did like at first I felt for Howard, but he didn't just get over it. Like sometimes you just gotta put one foot in front of the other and just get better from it, learn from it. And Howard still has Louis' name in his mouth because of it, and I think that he's gonna bring that into the fight. He's gonna bring his beef with Brian Duran in the fight, and it's just like worry about what you need to worry about. And that's how you get better, and that's how you become the king of the world. And that's what I've done. I've put all the hate, all the bullshit to the side, and I'm just grinding to be the best.
Let me ask you one more question, and then we're gonna wrap it up and let you get on your way, dude. A lot of people like to talk about placement on the card, and especially for people that hold titles.
Mm-hmm.
I am willing to bet that you're not all that butthurt about it. What do you have to say about the placement of you guys on the card? And do you like, for the people that constantly bring that shit up, like Perry and Alvarez shouldn't be headlining because there's not a title online. You got 3 world champions defending you got 2 world champions defending their title, and you got a heavyweight vacant title, yet you're disrespecting all these champions by putting these guys in the main event. What are your thoughts on that? And does it bother you at all?
It doesn't really bother me. I do know the further up on the card, the bigger your bonus can be. If you get a bonus, so that's but the money will come. I don't even know where I'm at on the card, to be honest. I thought whenever he announced it, he announced us before, like as feature, but then we look at the poster, it looks like we're like 4th or 5th down.
If you look at the website right now, and the way they have the card on the website is usually pretty close to the way it ends up. You got Perry and Alvarez at the main event. You got Rothwell and Duffy at the co-main. The first feature fight before the co-main is Faria and Beck, and then you and Howard are after them.
Right.
Ahead, you guys are right. Fighting before you, according to this, is Jeremy Stevens and Jamie Rivera, and Arnold Adams and Mick Terrell will be fighting for a title 6 fights down.
That's surprising.
That's how it's set up on the website.
Yeah. I mean, Adams used to be champion, right? Yeah.
Yes, twice.
Yeah, so
he was the very first champion.
Right. So, I was hoping that I was above that fight just because I'm defending, and they that's not inaugural, but it's a vacant title. I do think that a defense is a little bit more important. However, he is a former champion, so I wouldn't have cared. I didn't even know where I was at on the card, to be honest, until now, if that's accurate. But it really doesn't matter to me. Being a part of a star-studded card puts a smile on my face, and I'm
I got to put this. Big Ben, Big Ben, right? Big Ben, ultra. Big Ben. This is a great comment. I think the card placement means nothing. You got main events for the last 6 fights, and that's pretty fucking accurate. Like any one of those 6 fights could headline a card.
Right. And, I love the headline because I love the attention, and that's kind of why I'm in the fight business. I've never been in a street fight outside of the ring or cage my entire life. So, fighting has definitely been a second nature to me. First nature is make that money and make that name. And so main event obviously gets more attention, but on a card like this, so many people are going to be watching. The title fights alone are going to draw people in. Having a title fight before me helps me out even more because then people are going to tune in for that title fight. So it doesn't upset me at all being a part of this star-studded card, because that just puts me up with them. That puts my name in the stars. Being a part of this is huge for me and huge for the featherweight division, because even though we're young and we're not UFC grown fighters, I do believe 145 is the toughest division. It's the deepest, and we're all just grinding. We're all just trying to make a name for ourselves.
You were with us. We all were together in Denver for 41, and there were so many people in that arena. It was jam-packed.
From the prelims on. It was jam-packed from the beginning.
It was unbelievable. Then Conor McGregor showed up and went even crazy. I don't know if people ran into the place because I feel like they all came down from their seats and like tried to pile in to try to like get pictures. It was nuts. And every fight had all those people watching. So everybody gets the rub.
Do you know Clay Teal? Do you know Clay from Knuckle Up Media? Do you know Clay?
I think I've heard. Yeah, I've definitely heard.
So Clay Teal, great guy, friend of ours. He's on Knuckle Up Media. He made a great point the other night. They were talking about placement, and he was like, "You got to understand that Eddie and Mike Perry are going to bring in people that are not normally going to show up to a BKFC event, and these people are paying money for tickets, so they're not going to just show up for the co-main and the main event. People don't do that." People might not show up for the prelims, but they will be there for every fight on that main card because they paid good money for the tickets and they do want to see Perry and Alvarez. Right. If that's who they came to see, they're going to show up at 8 o'clock. They're going to see the main card and they're going to be there until the end because that's what they want to see. But in the process, they're going to see all these showcase fights that BKFC wants them to see. And you and Howard is somebody that they want them to see. They want Mick Terrell and Eddie Alvarez. And Arnold Adams in the eyes of these new fans. It's the placement, like you said, it really doesn't matter, but it kind of does when you put those big names at the top. You sell these tickets and you get these new fans in. And then while they're waiting to see their idol Eddie Alvarez fight in the main, they catch a glimpse of this guy Kai Stewart and this guy Howard Davis, and they're like, "Oh shit. I didn't even know who these fucking guys are, but now I'm a fan of this dude." You know what I mean?
What I'm so most grateful for about this fight, though, is like the Maverick Center. I have a special place in special place in my heart. That's where I won my first AMI title. We mobbed down to Salt Lake City, got in, got out, won the belt, and it's just like a full circle. David Feldman posted the Delta Center at first, and then it got switched to the Maverick Center. And once I heard that, I was like, dang, I really won on that card. That's like my home away from home. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun night. And are you guys are going, right?
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there on Thursday.
We will be there.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be early, like we're flying out before the sun comes up here in the East Coast, but the best part about flying out that early, we'll be in Salt Lake City at 10 a.m. on Thursday. So we'll be there for all the media shit, all the fucking everything, weigh-ins on Friday.
Fight week presser. Do you think they're going to do one?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I believe they are.
Yeah.
Because we're going the fights. Man, Kyle called this at the beginning of the show. He said I was losing my voice. I didn't even realize it. He picked it up the second the show started. We were together today at lunch and no problem. Right now I barely can talk, so I apologize for that. But where was I going with this? What were we just talking about?
You're talking about smoking Newport cigarettes.
Yes, that's right.
With playing Yahtzee with your grandma.
Yeah, the old lady in front of the gas station. Get over here.
You were talking about the presser, dude.
The presser. We usually go out. If it's a Friday, we go out on like a Thursday morning. We do the weigh-ins, and then we're there on Friday for the fights, and we leave. But this time the fights are on Saturday, and we're still going Thursday. And when that happens, there's the presser. There's got to be a presser.
I'm really hoping we can put a mic. I need a mic. That's what
They should do. Remember when the UFC did that double-decker presser with Jeremy Stevens? Yeah, who the fuck is that guy? Yeah. Jeremy Stevens will be there. So that they should have 6 fights on stage. All 6 fights should be on stage. They should set it up just like the UFC used to do with the 2 rows of tables, David Feldman in the middle, and just take as many questions as possible. And I will make a promise to you, Kai, if Mike and I are out there and they have something like that set up, we will throw some questions your way and get you talking on the microphone because we know you like to talk.
Feldman said it best. He wished he could put my markability and my voice onto hands like Bryce Henry, but you know what? Eventually he's going to respect the hands. He's going to really believe in me. And but if he says it, he's got to put a mic in my face, right?
It's got to be, man. It's going to be a good time out there in Salt Lake City. We've never been to Utah, so I have no idea what the hell. I think when I hear Utah, I think Mormons. I think dry. I don't think any. I think there's no booze out there. I think everyone's got 6 wives. I don't know. I don't know shit about Utah, but we're going to learn pretty soon.
Oh yeah. Well,
Pretty s-
real quick, real fast, and then I have another workout tonight to get to. But Legends, the Legends Sports Bar, I believe it is where my official after party is. I don't know if they've announced any type of after party for BKFC yet, but if you guys are free, I would love for you guys to help invite as many people to Legends, because we're all fucking legends here.
Yeah, and we've had some good times at some after parties.
Yeah,
Kai,
yes,
so-
we have.
Yeah, we have.
Hey, we got to get you out of here, but we got to ask you a few questions. I know that fighting this close to Thanksgiving must suck ass, but we're going to ask you some Thanksgiving questions because I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself after the fight and indulge. Thanksgiving speed round with the Outcast, aka Hefty Bag. Number one question for you: what Thanksgiving food items never reached the Hefty Bag?
What do they have? Do they have cranberry sauce?
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
I'm not doing that. I'm a very meat and potatoes, mac and cheese, green bean casserole. I'm all the good stuff, the stuff that's gonna make me fat. I don't need no health food during Thanksgiving.
You're not throwing out any mac and cheese. What you're saying?
Yeah. No.
No.
Mac
All right,
balls, man.
mac and cheese balls. There we go. Number two.
If you could invite any BKFC fighter over for Thanksgiving dinner, but at the end you have to fight them, who would it be?
Fuck.
It's got to be someone cool enough to chill with, right?
I was going to say fucking Chancey. Me and him were in an Uber one time and made everybody else uncomfortable because we started arguing with each other. But he's my boy. I can't fight him. I would probably say pick the brain of Palomino.
And then fight him after?
Yeah.
There you go. I like where you're
cool.
going with that. Shoot high, man. Shoot high. Number three, that's a great answer. Number three, favorite Thanksgiving memory. You got one?
One time, Thanksgiving is the week before the first high school wrestling tournament. My favorite memory would have been we had like an early lunch. I stepped on a scale. I was 16 pounds over, and we had weight check the next day. So I spent that whole Thanksgiving evening getting that weight off, and I got it off, but it's
a memorable one.
It was a memorable one. Of course, it had to do with cutting weight, and look what I'm doing for this Thanksgiving.
There you go. Yeah, you know what? We talked to Mundell a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how he hates fighting this close to Thanksgiving, and last year he fought 1 week after Thanksgiving. We're like, man, it seems like they're always booking you right around that fucking time, huh? He's like, yeah, man, they fucked me over. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite holiday.
I've missed so many Thanksgivings because of wrestling season. And that was really one of the only Thanksgivings I had during wrestling season, and I paid for it. But like, I'd rather have the whole month of December with all the candy and fucking all that shit that's to come. Like, I love Christmas more than Thanksgiving, so this fight fell perfectly.
There it is. Number four.
What is the perfect time to eat on Thanksgiving? You a late guy, early afternoon?
That's a great question because it's pretty sporadic with my family. What time you eating?
I like a healthy late lunch, like maybe 2 o'clock. 1 or 2 o'clock for my main dinner. Sometimes I'm invited multiple places, so get your big meal out of the way. Maybe
And then sandwiches.
A quick little workout, and then you hit the next one. So get the first one out of the way early, but not too early. So I'd say 1 or 2 o'clock, 1:30 to really just put a pinpoint on it.
See, you're talking about you finish eating and then you get a workout in. And Mike and I finish eating, we get a drink and we go watch football. That's what we do.
Yeah, I try to work out what seat I'm gonna fucking pass out in.
All right, last question for you, Kai. Best Thanksgiving dessert. What is it?
Fuck. I would say so instead of pumpkin pie, I feel like the pumpkin cake rolls.
Yeah.
Have the pumpkin cake rolls, and I'm seeing them in the store. I'm going to buy all my salt, and I see all this fucking pumpkin cake roll, and I get fucking offended, man.
My wife makes.
I like them all.
My wife makes them from scratch, and she makes them. And she made one like 1 year and brought it to like one of our family gatherings, and now she's the pumpkin roll girl. Like Amy's bringing the pumpkin roll, so like she has, and we have 3 different family because her parents we got Thanksgiving with her mom, but then we got it with her dad and her stepmom, and we got it with my parents. So she makes 3 of them. You know what I mean? She has to make 3, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. So, yeah, I agree with you. Kai, any last words? Oh, what do you got there?
Well, 2 things. So this isn't my specific, but shout out Alpine Touch. I just called Skull Crush Pepper. Hit my DM. I will have a link for shipping soon, but get on that pre-order list because the first set is only going to sell 200.
Oh shit, I want some of that.
Alpine Touch. It's a Montana made spice, just like I'm a Montana made fighter, and I'm prepping it till the end.
Cracked pepper, right?
Yep. Cracked skull pepper. It has pepper, bell peppers, and a dash of sugar to make it interesting. And it's a chunky blend. It's rough around the edges like me. So next up, native grown, always supplying, the puffs in my Pour Puff Predict podcast. No puffs for me until after Salt Lake because the pesky Salt Lakes, the Utah Athletic Commission can't deal with that shit. But we're going to pass flying colors, and then after the fight, we're going to get back to native grown. So
isn't that
local,
something?
Anybody local, Stadium Sports Bar, that is the official Kai Stewart watch party in Great Falls for BKFC 56. Do not miss out. There's an arcade, there's a casino, there's food, there's beverages, there's TVs everywhere. It's going to be packed. There's going to be raffles, merch sales. My pepper will be there. So just get on out, support local, and we're fucking about to be a
Weekly Bus guy is going to be there.
I believe Weekly Bus is going to be in Utah. Yeah.
Nice. Haven't seen them guys in a while.
Hell
yeah. Man, you just proved it right there, Kai. You just proved it right there. You're a business mindset kind of guy. You're ultra focused on your career, but you're also very into marketing and the business side of things. And we commended you on that in the past. We told other fighters, man, you want to get fights and get attention, show up at events that you're not fighting on, like Kai Stewart does, like Howard Davis does, like fucking Lorenzo Hunt does. You guys have kind of become a household name in the bare knuckle community because you're not just at the events that you're fighting at, you're showing up and you're marketing yourself, and you're doing a fucking great job doing it. And we are excited to see you fight Howard on December 2nd. We'll be there. We'll see you at the presser. Mike, do you have anything else for Kai before we let him go?
Cannot wait to get here and see you, see the fights, see everyone else, and go to the after party. Let's do it. I'll have my voice back by then.
Hell yeah. Well, once
you
guys see the line, send it over because I still haven't found no lines on the
I've been searching. The only line that I could find was Perry Alvarez. That's the only one. That's the only one that was out early, and can't find him.
They're going to put me as a fucking underdog, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. So with that, I have another workout.
All right, man.
Off, and I have a great night. I'll see you guys in Utah.
Take it easy. Thanks for coming on. Later. There he is. The Outcast, Kai Stewart. Dude, you got to, like I said, we said it in the past, and I just said it right there. The kid gets the business side of things. You know what I mean? He's not ruining himself with any of the antics that he's doing. It's all tactful, and I commend him for that. Thank you to Kai. Thank you to Mike Perry for coming on. We have one more segment tonight, Mike. We have one more segment. It is Stunod of the Week. Hey,
get off my lawn, you mother.
Hey, and guess what? Look what I got, guys.
Oh, wow. What is this?
Just to show everybody that Stunod is a real word. It is an adjective, and it's stupid or crazy, out of touch with reality, disagreeable, pretty much a fucking idiot, right, Mike? Stunod. There's some dumb fucking people out there, Mikey. So here's our guys. Here's our guys this week. Mike, we got the Ultra Cheat up there in the top corner. Ultra Cheat. We got the Notorious Wig. We got No Gas, No Brains, and we got Judge for Felons. Which one would you want to hear first? Seeing how you are the Iron Fist in the world of Stunod of the Week. Who do you want to hear about first, Mike?
I just that picture, No Gas, No Brains. I gotta know what's going on with this guy's face.
Okay. All right, Florida driver.
Florida,
with
of course.
all gas, no brakes. You see what I did there?
Love that YouTube. I think it's a YouTube channel. You ever see it? Super fucking funny. Look it up.
Listen, no gas, no brakes
all
tattooed
gas,
on
no
his
brakes.
neck in a high-speed crash after allegedly trying to evade the cops. So, a Florida man with a neck tattoo reading all gas, no brakes is facing charges after he and a female accomplice tried to elude police before speeding and crashing into a parked car in Orlando suburb early Monday. Guys, there's a lot more to this. You got to check it out. There's a video of the crash. It is absolutely fucking hilarious. But these two were caught on like house cams breaking into like 30 cars in this neighborhood. The police showed up. These two idiots get in their car. They go hauling ass down this neighborhood. They go in one direction. They must turn around. It must be like a cul-de-sac or something. They fucking turn around, come speeding back by the cops, and go headfirst into the fucking side of a parked car. It's absolutely hilarious. They mushed their whole front end all the way up to the windshield. A guy with a tattoo of no gas, no brakes, clearly has no brains. What do you think about that guy, Mike?
Oh my God. What? I am not at all surprised. As soon as you said Florida, you're like, here we go. You better buckle up. Buckle up, my friend, because this dude is you just know he's a nutcase. All he had to do was eat someone's brains at the end, and he would have fitted right in with Miami crowd.
Cadillac CTS 2006. The driver's name, 37-year-old Timothy Allen Hogue. And in his mugshot, which you are seeing a close-up of right there, in his mugshot, you can clearly see the tattoo, no gas, no brakes on his throat. It's fucking great. And he's all bloody. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic. All right. You heard about no gas, no brains. You want to hear about the notorious wig, the ultra cheater, or the judge for felons? What do you got?
Let's I'm gonna choose notorious wig for 500, Alex.
Okay. The notorious wig, a Nigerian woman whose wig measures 1,152 feet and 5 inches long, has set the Guinness World Record for the world's longest wig. There's fucking world's longest wig, Mike. What do you think about a person?
Do we have a picture of? There's a video we saw. This lady's wig,
dude.
It's unreal.
It's
what the hell?
I don't have. I mean, I could send you the video, but it's like,
oh my God,
Mike. When I tell you that there's a woman out there that has a wig that is 1,152 feet and 5 inches long, what is the first thing that pops into your head about this person?
That's what it is. That's what pops in my head. I go, oh my God, what is going on here? Pun intended. Oh, yeah. Why? Should I save this for the end?
Her name is Helen Williams from Nigeria, and she has achieved a new world record for the longest handmade wig, which stretches an incredible 351.28 meters long, which equals 1,152 feet 5 inches. It took this Nigerian woman 11 days to it only took her 11 days to create this wig, which blew my mind, because I don't know what goes into making a wig, but she sat down and spent 11 days of her life piecing together this fucking wig to put it on her head and walk around this track and break a goddamn world record. What do you think about the ambitions of one Helen Williams?
I mean, she needed to get into that Guinness book at all costs.
It's fucking disgusting. It looks, guys, look it up. Go ahead and look it up. It was on the news today. It was on the news yesterday. I'm sorry. And it's fresh. You'll find it. Look up world's longest wig and laugh at it like Mike and I did. It's fucking
Guinness
stupid
book is
as hell.
So dumb.
Yeah, the Guinness.
Add them to the list of Stunods, because if what is the talent here?
There is no talent.
What is going on? I feel like it's like you just have a bunch of wigs and you just tie them all together, and now you're in
the book.
Oh, I got the longest wig. It's like I would be, if it was one piece of a wig, like it was that long, and she put the whole entire thing on her head and not just like the end of it. You know, she just picked up the end and puts it on her head. The rest of it's on the ground.
Yeah, so
Trailed
it's
behind.
not that impressive. It's really
It's not
not
really
that.
a wig. Wig for what? The track? The track is wearing a wig.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
it's that impressive.
my,
That's it.
all right, here we go.
Impressed at all.
Here we go. Mike, do you want to hear Judge for Felons or Ultra Cheater?
Ultra Cheater.
Okay, Ultra Cheater. This is a good one. That lovely lady with the big old smile there, that lovely woman, ultra marathon runner banned for a year after using a car during the race.
Why?
This lady was taking part in a 50-mile ultra marathon and hitched a ride for 2.5 miles of the like. Why would you do that? Like, if
Why
you're gonna
even do
cheat,
ultra marathons? You don't have to do them.
yeah, yep. So she got into the so her name is like Josiah Zakaruski, admitted to using a car during the 2023 Ultras in Manchester to Liverpool race from on April 7th, and claimed that she only did so after telling marshals that she was injured. But she claims that she was injured, but she hitched a ride for 2.5 miles of the race and then got back out and then finished the race.
What? But why? But why? Like, it's an ultra marathon. It's something that every person watching this right now, every person talking shit about Eddie Alvarez and Mike Perry online, we can all get to the ultra marathon and try to do it because we want to do it. But none of us here have signed up for it because we don't want to do it.
Right. She clearly didn't want to do it.
Well, then why do it?
But the thing is, why did she run 47.5 of it and only hitch a ride? She didn't hitch the ride at the end of the race. She hitched a ride in like during the race. Like she, thumbed herself a fucking ride for 2.5 miles out of 50 and then got out of the car and finished the race. I could see if she was injured at the end and like got a ride to the finish line and said, "Hey, I was injured. I couldn't finish the race." But that's not what she did here.
Make any sense at all.
Doesn't make any sense at all. She's clearly a fucking Stunad.
How stupid.
All right, in our last
what a waste of time.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole, right? Hey, in the last
pay
one
to do those.
you do. And now she's banned for a year from doing any ultra marathons, which means like if you're being banned
anyways.
If you're being banned, that means that like you were part of something. Like not everyone can do these ultra marathons, you know what I mean? Like she's part of it. So hey, our last guy, the judge for felons there, okay? Here's the headline.
I already hate him.
Excuse me.
I hate his face.
Chicago armed robber allowed to walk free after judge rules it's unconstitutional to ban felons from owning guns. Now, the guy you see on the screen there, he is Judge Robert Gettleman from Chicago, right? So Glenn Price, 37 years old, already had 3 armed robberies on his record, an aggravated assault, aggravated battery on a police officer on his record, and was arrested robbing 3 men on a Chicago train at gunpoint, right? Police found him with cocaine, a stolen credit card, several bullets, and a fully loaded Smith & Wesson, despite the federal law banning convicted felons from owning guns. But in this case, it was dismissed earlier this month by federal judge Robert Gettleman, who ruled that laws prohibiting felons from owning guns violates the Second Amendment rights. This guy let this dude walk. This judge that you see on your screen listen, me and Mike are gun owners and we are all for owning a gun. Like legally owning a gun and protecting yourself and your family and your property, fucking have at it. It's everybody's right. But if Glenn Price, 37 of Chicago, has 3 armed robberies on his record and an aggravated battery on a police officer on his record, and was arrested for robbing 3 guys on a Chicago train by gunpoint, in possession of cocaine, a stolen credit card, and several bullets in a fully loaded Smith & Wesson, he probably shouldn't walk. He probably shouldn't be able to walk out of that courtroom. But It says right here, Chicago armed robber allowed to walk free after judge rules it's unconstitutional to ban felons from owning a gun. Mike Hunold, what say you on this situation about Judge Robert Gettleman?
I already said right away, I hate that guy. Like, I just looked at him, I looked at his face, and I said, this guy right here that I can see, I just don't like his face. I have an intuition about it, and I didn't like him. Just to start off with, I just didn't like the look. Look at that face. See his face? That's the face.
See, Mike, the thing about you,
that
Mike,
said something to you, right? And then as soon as you walk away, he's like that friggin' asshole. He's talking
Mike.
shit. And he's a liar, and he's probably being paid. I don't like it.
What cracks me up about you is
he's a real piece of shit.
This has got to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Mike took one look at this screen right here in front of you, and of all the faces on the screen, the one that jumped out that pissed him off the most was the old man in the corner.
Yeah, that guy. I don't like his look.
Oh man, it's absolutely fucking insane. The thing is, the rap sheet that guy already had on, like, to have 3 armed robberies and a battery on a police officer, and then get arrested for pulling an armed robbery on a public train in possession of cocaine and stolen credit cards and stuff like that. And then it says the ruling enabled the release of Glenn Price, a 5-time convicted felon who is facing a mandatory 15 years for sentence for robbing the 3 men. So he was able to, post bail and fucking get out and walk.
Oh my God. This guy's like, there's too many of these people out there. This guy became a judge to ruin everyone's life. The guy's a real piece of shit because it looks like he's going to die soon. So he's just ruining everything for us, not himself.
All right. So with that said, Stunod of the week, Mike, you got your ultra cheater, the one who used the car to get to the end of the fucking race in a 50-mile ultra marathon, the ultra cheat. You got the notorious wig, Helen Williams out of Nigeria, breaking the Guinness World Record for longest handmade wig, whatever the fuck that means. No gas, no brakes. No gas, no brains. That guy down in Florida smashing his car up with that shit tattooed on his throat. And then the friendly face for felons, judge for felons, Robert Gettleman, who is the biggest fucking Stunod of the week on this November 16th, 2023. Mike, who we got?
Oh my God. Here's the thing. Florida, they just have so many crazy guys and girls. Yeah, like every single time I hear a story about them, oddly enough, I'm not too impressed, if you know what I'm saying. Because this is just regular shit, everyday Florida shit that people do. He didn't eat anybody's brains. He didn't get shot and growl. He didn't do none of that stuff, right? So, yeah, he's crazier than all 3 of these other people probably. Maybe, though, because he wasn't crazy enough to do some things like get a bunch of friggin' wigs and sit there for 11 days like he has spontaneous, sporadic, crazy moment. That lady sat there for 11 days and she fucking weaved the wigs together and they called it a wig. It's not a wig. Have you ever seen anybody wear a wig that's on the floor dragging behind them? No. That's not a wig. The end of it's on your head. Put the whole thing on your head. The whole fucking thing. That's a wig. You got to wear that shit. You let the grounds not wear it. That's dumb. Guinness Book, they're friggin' dumb too. I can't imagine the shit they got in there. I haven't been paying attention, but I think we need to start paying attention. All right? Let's get that shit back up on the screen.
Yep. So are you eliminating both of those? The notorious wig and no gas, no brains, they're out for Stunod of the week. You have narrowed it down to the ultra cheat and the judge for felons. Who we got?
All right. So here we have 2 people, okay, that have dedicated their lives. This is not just like a spontaneous thing. These 2 Stunads dedicated their lives to what they're doing here. This lady, she's like, I'm running, I'm biking, I'm swimming, I'm an Iron Woman, I'm freaking like Wonder Woman. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to pay money to run around. I'm so good. I brag to my friends when we go to the bar how fit I am. It's so great. Look at me. And then all of a sudden, boom, she's in a fucking car. And people are like, have you ever even finished one of these things for real? You've been cheating the whole time and you're paying for it? You're paying to pretend you won? I mean, give me a friggin' break. What a loser. That's loser of the week right there. Get her out of here, loser. Who does that?
So we have our winner,
I'd
Mike?
never join a run like why even bother and just stay home and watch TV or something? Why the fuck would you even do that? So dumb. Dedicate your life to do that. But this guy right here, does anybody know what it takes to be a judge? And this guy had to go through so much shit to become a friggin' judge, right? He goes through all of this. There's all these laws in place. And somehow he gets through and makes the dumbest decisions that you can. Now, sure, he didn't do something real crazy like the guy No Gas, No Brains one time, whatever. But he's doing crazy shit on a daily basis that we don't even know about. Like he's just letting fucking people out that are just killing people and robbing people. He is out of touch with reality.
Yeah. There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
He is disagreeable. He is out of touch with reality. He is stupid.
Not just the people's lives that got robbed or shot or murdered, and then their families. He's just letting this guy. He's like, whatever. You know, hey, this guy, he has a right to have a gun, so do whatever you want with it. What? Who are you?
There it is.
This guy? He might be Dr. Phil.
He does have a Philish face on him, and that's what you instantly wanted to punch it.
That's what it is.
There it is. So congratulations, Chicago federal judge Robert Gettleman. You, sir.
I just have a vendetta for that guy, I think. As soon as
you, sir, federal judge Robert Gettleman, are the Stunod of the week here on the Mike and Mish show. You fucking asshole.
I don't like that guy.
I don't like him at all.
I don't like that guy at all. Where's he a judge again?
Chicago. Okay,
good. Let's make sure we don't do anything wrong around there because I'm pretty sure he's going to see this show, and I do not want to end up in front of him.
Dude, look at this comment. There's a few. Hold on, that's not the one. Here we go. He looks like he shoots birds out of his bedroom window.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Legal knowledge is not technically required. Oh man, it's
right. You don't just wake up and you're a judge,
right?
Like, you got to do a lot of stuff, guys. Look it up.
Absent-minded said that the Guinness book is the real Stunad for even accepting that notorious wig.
This is insane. We saw one today, Guinness Book World Records, because a guy had 69,000 pencils. Big fucking deal. So did I. I just didn't keep any of them.
Russ says one more Florida comment, and judges for felons is moving to Rhode Island. So there you go, man. Stunad of the week is back. Robert Gettleman, that is you dumb shit. Stop doing what you're doing. You're ruining America, you fucking scumbag. Hey, we had a great show tonight. Mike Perry came on. Awesome conversation with Mike. He's always entertaining, and that fight with Eddie Alvarez is a fucking combat sports fan's dream fight. I mean, I've been a fan of Eddie Alvarez forever, and ever since Bully Beatdown, you know what I mean? Ever since Bully Beatdown, he's the very first Bellator lightweight champion. Number one. He's the inaugural Bellator lightweight champion. You know who he lost that belt to, Mike?
Yeah, Mikey.
Mike Chandler. Yeah. And you know who he won it back from?
Mikey.
And in between, he beat Patricky Pitbull. He beat a whole bunch of fucking badass motherfuckers. And then he went over, and then he won himself a UFC title. It's a great fight between the two of those guys. And then Kai Stewart, always a great conversation. That one with him and HD has been built up, and we're excited for that one too. It's fantastic. Shout out to Shave Parlor, BK Bet Shark, Dynamic Life. Shout out, Let's Go Boy. And I'm not giving one of these things out today because you guys obviously don't want to participate in Stunod of the Week, you fucking Stunods. Like we got a bunch of Stunods watching the damn show because they don't want to partake in our fucking segment.
I do have to say, caveat. Adam Lorette did send something in.
He did.
I didn't see it until like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, what was it?
He wrote it. You wrote it. Let me take a look at it while we're here before we leave, or we could use it for next week. Let's not.
Well, we'll save it for next week.
We'll save it for next week because he sent something. I just saw it, so we're still not too.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
At like 7:30 tonight.
Sorry about that, guys. Hey, before we go, we should mention that BKFC has 2 events this weekend. BKFC 54 from Bulgaria. The weigh-ins were today. Weigh-ins were this morning. The fights are tomorrow. Go ahead and watch them. And then Saturday afternoon, I believe it starts at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. BKFC 55 from Leeds, headlined by Jared Warren and Danny Christie. Put bangers up and down that card too. And we will catch you next Wednesday on Thanksgiving Eve, and we'll have a good old time. What do you say there, Mikey?
Yeah, and we also have one from Joe Ivy, which I thought she was joking about, but I do have something. So next week,
we got 2 already.
We'll be using those 2, and hopefully we get another couple.
You know what? I had one.
I
had one too, and I'll just say it because it's not going to be relevant next week. Dylan Dennis. Can I just say that I almost nominated Dylan Dennis for Stunad of the Week for announcing his retirement from fighting today.
I hated that fight
because Dylan Dennis,
if you can call it that,
he's retiring from fighting from a career. Now he's still going to do like grappling tournaments and jiu-jitsu and shit like that. So he's not retiring from that. He announced his retirement from 2 fights in MMA and 1 really dog shit boxing match.
Oh, it's horrible.
3 professional fights in his fucking life. And he's announcing his retirement like he's Conor McGregor. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's retiring from not fighting. Exactly. I almost nominated him just because of that. Like, he thought that he was that important to the world of fighting that he needed to announce I am officially retiring from fighting. Goodbye, everyone, or whatever the fuck he wrote. I was like, oh my God, dude. You had 2 fights. And then you didn't box Logan Paul for 10 rounds or however long that was. It was the worst boxing match we ever seen in our life. And he fought 2 guys that I couldn't name you the 2 opponents if you fucking put a gun to my head. You know what I mean? Get out of here with that fucking retirement, you fucking Stunad. Yeah, he almost made it on here. So anyways, that's it. So we will catch you next Wednesday. We do have Eddie Alvarez at 9:05 starting off the show next week, but we will be piling up some guests after him because we want to do a big one because obviously we're not doing a Thanksgiving show next Thursday. Mikey has to get up at 4:00 in the morning and go do Army shit tomorrow. So
yeah,
what do you got to say to the peoples, Mike?
I'm sorry about my voice, and I can barely talk at this point, and I'm trying so hard. So I probably won't be able to talk tomorrow, but that's great.
Yeah, you better start fasting now.
And I'm not drinking perfume. It's all a bottle of water. And it's missionaccomplished@gmail.com. So that's where you want to send
MISHN accomplished.
Yes.
Mission accomplished @gmail.com. Send us the Stunad shit. And we'll see you next week. Enjoy the fights from Bulgaria and Leeds, and we will talk to you next Wednesday. Peace.